Hey guys, it's Melanie. Welcome back, or welcome if you are new. I hope you're having a fantastic day. With it being Friday once again, that means it's time for another weekly beauty chit chat. And if you are newer to my channel, this is actually a series that I have done for a very long time. It's just an opportunity for me to round up all of the fun, frivolous, completely unnecessary beauty products that I was personally loving or kind of obsessing about over the course of the past week. So makeup, hair care, skincare, body care, again, all of those fun, frivolous things that many of us do not need, but we just kind of like playing around with. So per usual, I have a fun little lineup from this most recent week. As always, I will list and link everything that I'm sharing in the description box right below the video here. If you'd like to purchase any of these items, read up other people's reviews, or look at in-depth ingredient information, I try to make it easy for you guys to find all this stuff, so check out the description box. I've got a lot of fun things to mention from this past week, including some new skincare that I recently added into my current routine, which my skincare routine has totally changed over the last couple of months here. So I'm really kind of trying to find the perfect balance of hydration. I still prefer a more lightweight hydration, despite the fact that my skin really is no longer as oily as it used to be. I basically have, I think, HRT to thank for that, and I could not be more thankful to have a much more normal skin type at this point. But this more normal skin of mine is prone to a lot more dryness these days. So I'm having to switch some things up, which isn't a bad thing. I can still use a lot of the items that I used to use in the past. I just need to kind of change the frequency with which I use some of these items, and yeah, just add a lot more hydration in. So anyway, I also have kind of an exciting hair announcement. I have one hair care item that I want to mention from this week, so I will save that for that part of the video, but this is kind of a big development for me, so I'm excited to share that. All right, let's start where we always start, which is with fragrance. I'm a huge sucker for perfume. I did have one fragrance that I reviewed this week here on my channel, and luckily I was able to get my hands on this specific fragrance because my friend Amber and I met up for lunch last week. We went and had Mexican food. It was delightful. Couple of margaritas later, and sniffing through a lot of fragrances that both she and I brought to the lunch date. Amber was actually nice enough to order these little atomizers, and she brought me some samples of some of the things that she wanted me to smell. So anyway, she brought the Sniff Cocoa Shimmy fragrance because she was pretty sure that I would probably like it. Now, here's the thing. I purposely have avoided the Cocoa Shimmy fragrance for a very long time just because of the pineapple in it. When it comes to both home fragrance and personal fragrance, I'm not a big pineapple person. I would say for me, the two like fruity notes that are kind of difficult when it comes to personal fragrance is pineapple and pear. For whatever reason, both of those just kind of smell stinky on my skin. Not everybody's body chemistry is going to agree with every single fragrance note. There are some things that will smell better on you than others, right? So this is, it's kind of stinky on me. I don't love this one. So this is actually a little bit of a flop for me this week. Now, here's the thing. If you are a big fan of pineapple, you probably would really enjoy this one. This does have a creamy coconut that runs throughout the fragrance as well. For Amber, this reminds her a lot of the Vacation fragrance from the Vacation sunscreen company. Listen, I love that one, but I think Amber was right in saying that what is probably missing from this one, or what should have replaced maybe the pineapple in here, it should have probably been banana in here instead. If this was banana instead of pineapple mixed with the coconut, I think this particular fragrance would be way more up my alley. But listen, I'm not saying don't try it. If you're curious about it, definitely see if you can seek it out and get your nose into it and hopefully sample it on your skin. The Sniff website does offer small, like more sample sizes of their fragrances. So if you're at all unsure, I would just order some samples directly from Sniff, just so that you're not, you know, getting these big bottles of fragrance that are gonna be maybe a little bit more difficult to return, or I don't know. Listen, sometimes I buy things that I really probably should return, but do I do that a lot? I don't. I know I should. We do have the luxury, I guess, here in America. A lot of countries don't allow this. Like, once you buy something, that's yours. You better be careful about your decision. But here in the US, we usually have pretty good return policies with a lot of the different stores that most of us tend to shop at. So if we don't like something, we can easily return it. But I also hate doing that just because of the amount of waste that creates. So I just try very carefully to pick things that I know that I'm almost like at least 99% sure that I will actually enjoy. I don't buy things if I do not think that I'm fairly certain that I'm going to enjoy the product. That was the case with this one. So I'm glad that Amber brought it so that I could definitely have an opportunity to finally try this one, but it's not for me. Now, this is not gonna go to waste. Guess who loves this fragrance? Stella. So Stella is gonna get this little atomizer, so thank you, Amber. This will make up for me being late for pickup that day that we met for lunch, Amber. So you got Stella back. I was a little late for pickup after school, and let me tell you who was not pleased. Stella. She had to walk a whole block by herself. I know. Blasphemy, right? How dare I? Listen, this girl is 13 years old. We don't actually live far from the school at all. She could walk home. She could also actually take the bus home, but the bus takes an hour because they take the long way, and she doesn't want to deal with that. So she makes me pick her up, and I'm just like, listen, if it's not raining, you should walk. You should get some fresh air. You should be outside in nature. She spends a lot of her time in her room right now. So yeah, she's gonna be starting to walk home from school a little bit more frequently here. Anyway, enough about my parenting. I have a couple more fragrances that I want to mention that was really enjoying this past week. Now, the weather went back to being pretty cold and rainy around here. We did have a few days of starting to experience fake spring here in Oregon, meaning we were like in the low 70s, not a cloud in the sky. It was gorgeous. It definitely put me into the spring fragrance mood. But this past week, it went back to being rainy spring weather, which I don't personally mind. I know a lot of people are ready for summer weather. I'm not. I still don't like summer, but I do enjoy the spring rains. It's kind of my last hurrah before it starts being 90 degrees every day. So I decided to go ahead and go back to some of my like deeper vanillas for this week and some ambers. So this one here is the KayAli. KayAli, I think that's how you say it. I'm pretty sure I'm saying it right this time. If I'm not, it's okay. I think you guys know who I'm talking about. Huda, talking about Huda. Okay, I purchased this a long time ago and it kind of got lost in my perfume collection. So this week I was kind of snooping around and I was like, okay, I clearly need to use this product. So this is a duo of the Amber 23 and the White Flower 57. Oh my gosh, first of all, individually, these are really both lovely fragrances. I don't love that they're rollerballs. It's not really my favorite. I don't even know if she sells these duos anymore. But, first of all, the Amber is a stunner. If you are looking for a very deep, very warm, very rich, dark amber, you gotta try this one. This is absolutely gorgeous. I want to douse myself. I'm just like, I am rolling it on. You guys, I cannot get enough of this one. I think I might need the full size. But the best part is that this end is a floral, and this particular floral, it's kind of a slightly deeper, warmer floral, still also has some amber to it. So I layer the two on top of each other, and this combo Man, she was smart to pair these two together in this little duo here, because it's kind of like the Elizabeth and James Nirvana black and white, if you guys remember that one. I still love that perfume, by the way. Still have it in my closet. Like, they're both independently lovely scents, just like the Elizabeth and James Nirvana, but they are almost better together. Like, these almost need to just be a pairing that are sold together. What a great combo here. This is lovely. Would highly recommend if it is still available. Like I said, I picked this up, could it have been 2020? It could have been that long ago. Anyway, they still smell great, so I'm gonna go ahead and work on finishing this because there's really not a ton of product here. The other two fragrances that I was really enjoying pairing together this week, they're both from the Seven Virtues. I love this brand, you guys. If you've never checked out the Seven Virtues, they are a cruelty-free fragrance company that has the most sophisticated, beautiful, elevated fragrances, and the lasting power on all of my Seven Virtues fragrances are phenomenal. These two, it's another situation of, I think these should be paired together. They're great individually, but they are even better paired together. I do have in-depth reviews of both of these. So this is the Santal Vanille, and then this one here is the Amber Vanilla. The Santal Vanille on its own, I think is a little too Santal-y for my taste, if that makes sense. It's nice. Listen, this is a nice Santal. Also has a little bit of like a creamy vanilla vibe to it. The Amber Vanilla, however, I'm a sucker for amber. This is a really light take on amber here. And the vanilla is super, super beautiful in this one. Very perfumey vanilla. But again, together, fabulous. Separately, also fabulous, but almost better together. If you have both of these in your collection, try pairing them together. Try pairing all of your fragrances together. Start playing around. This is something I've been doing for years, and I love to come up with different fragrances. It's one of those things where when I am really craving a new scent, instead of immediately popping into Ulta or Sephora, I've been trying to just go into my closet and pair a few things together to come up with something new and exciting to scratch that itch in terms of, you know, finding a new for me fragrance. So if you are not mixing your fragrances that you already own, you should really try that. I think it's really fun to play around with, and you can get pretty creative. Listen, you can also come up with some horrible concoctions. I've done that. There are certainly some things that don't go well together, but I don't know, it's perfume. Wash it off if it doesn't work out. All right, next, you know what? Since I'm so excited about my current like hair situation, let's talk about hair care. I only have one thing to mention from this most recent week, and it is a dry shampoo, because here is the thing that I've discovered. On top of my face no longer being super oily, my scalp is not super oily anymore either. Now, I have been an everyday hair washer for definitely my entire adult life, but I can remember as early as like 10 years old, you know, obviously by that point, I'm taking my own showers. I was taking showers every single day, and I was washing my hair every single day, because right around 10 is when my oil production started to ramp up a little bit. By the time I hit 12, it was like crazy. But yeah, like just in the last 2 months, I would say that the oil production on my scalp has, I won't say it completely turned off, because I don't think that I could go more than 2 days without washing. But this here is the very first time that I have ever come on camera here with second day hair. I used to never be able to not wash my hair every single day, because the roots got so oily that it would like, my hair would smell oily, it would feel oily. It just didn't look good. Like, I needed to wash it in order to even feel comfortable with my own scalp situation. So because the oil production has slowed down, I decided that, and I just made this decision yesterday, I'm telling you, this is like a brand new thing for me. Yesterday, I was like, you know what? I think I'm going to, for the next couple of weeks, try to wash my hair every other day and see how that goes. And so today's the first day, and I think it's going pretty well. You guys, look at it. It's not, look at my roots. Like, they don't look oily or gross or disgusting. HRT is saving my life in so many ways. It's gonna save me a ton in terms of shampoo and conditioner. I might need to invest a little bit more in these what do we call it? Dry shampoos. This one is not a spray dry shampoo. This is actually the Pacifica Best Day Ever Dry Shampoo and Volumizer. This is one of those powders. Yeah, you can see the powder here, obviously. So this I did have to put on my roots just to give them a little bit of, I would say, lift. When the Sephora Spring Savings event rolls around here, I'm planning on actually picking up one of those hot round brushes. I think once I get one of those hot round brushes, that'll kind of help with the hair being a little bit more flat on my scalp still. But the amount of body that I have in like the lower part of my hair here is insane. I normally struggle to get this much volume when I am blow drying my hair on a daily basis. So I think this is gonna help me save a little bit of product. And I think honestly is going to give me a lot more of that oomph that I'm personally looking for on a daily basis. But this powder was definitely helpful today to kind of zhuzh everything up in this area again. If there was any oil that was starting to peek through this morning, this definitely absorbed it. And then I just brushed through my hair, and like, this is what it was. Like, this is just the hair that I woke up with this morning. And this is so exciting for me. I know it's not exciting for most of you because basically all I've heard all these years here on YouTube is, I don't know how you can wash your hair every single day. To which I say, I don't know how you can not wash your hair every single day, because my reality was insanely oily scalp, whereas I think the vast majority of people have maybe the scalp that I have now, which is, you know, I can definitely wash my hair every day if I want to, but I don't need to. It's the not needing to that I think is exciting for me. So anyway, love this. It's a great dry shampoo. If you're in the market, it's pretty affordable. I mean, it's Pacifica. This is a great brand. So I would highly recommend checking this one out. I like it. I like it a lot. Okay, next, let's do a body care item. I've gone back to using this on a somewhat regular basis. I had some pretty itchy skin about a month ago. I think I was maybe having a mild allergic reaction to something, and I got some hives on my legs, and I was just scratching my legs like nobody's business. So I had a number of like scabs and scars as a result of the scratching. So now I need to deal with that hyperpigmentation. And the way that I like to do that is with this Pharmacy Honeymoon Glow Body 12% AHA BHA resurfacing serum. This also has honey and prickly pear in it. It's incredibly soothing to the skin. You don't want to use this right after shaving your legs. You'll definitely feel a tingle. So definitely wait a day after shaving before applying this to your skin. But typically I've been putting it on morning and night, and it really does fade that hyperpigmentation from those scabs and scars and, you know, me just scratching the hell out of my legs. It really helps to heal that up and brings that skin back to the regular white pasty skin that it was before I scratched my legs up. So if you're in the market, this is a really good body cream. Another one that I will link down below is from the Alpha brand. That is another like I believe that one's a glycolic body lotion. That one also does a really, really good job. So, but this one here from Pharmacy has been my go-to for a number of years now. And if you've never tried this, highly recommend it. Let's go ahead and discuss some skincare from this past week. First, I finally shared a formal in-depth review of my experience using the Skin 1004 Poremizing Fresh Ampule. I started using this about 3 months ago and have really kind of scaled back on my use of my beta-hydroxy acid. Beta-hydroxy acid is fantastic for helping to clear out your pores. It helps with things like sebaceous filaments or blackheads. And I've been using BHA for years, but I wanted to see if I could get away with using something a little bit more gentle now that my skin is not quite as oily. And I really have liked this product a lot. It is very, very gentle. If you are someone who typically finds BHA maybe a little bit too aggressive for your skin, I would say check out this poremizing line from Skin 1004. This has pink Himalayan salt in it, and the pink Himalayan salt is what's going to clear out your pores. Now, besides that, there are also just a ton of peptides in this formulation. This is a fantastic ingredient deck, and if you haven't taken a look at it, like I said, I'll have it linked down below. Go look into this product if you deal with congested skin. In fact, I will link my in-depth review in the description box right below the video here. Check that out if you missed it this week. But the poremizing line from Skin 1004, I think, is one that is absolutely worth looking into if you deal with very congested skin. Now, if you deal with acne, they do have this, I believe this is called the Tea Tree line. This is actually something that I've been meaning to drop off in Stella's room. When I placed my order with Skin 1004, they included a ton of freebies, and these spot cover patches were in that freebie pile that they sent me. But this is the tea, I think it's called the Tea Tree line. If you deal with breakouts, I would suggest looking into this line. But if you just deal with just congestion, like I said, like sebaceous filaments, blackheads, check out the poremizing line. But this brand overall, you guys, it is so affordable, and the products are formulated in such a beautiful way. They are incredibly gentle, never irritating. Skin 1004 or Skin 1004, however you want to say it, is a Korean skincare brand. And I think that I did not pay more than $15 for this giant, I think this is 3.4 ounces or something. Or I don't know. Listen, most of my label has rubbed off here, but this is a large. This is large. This is big thing of skincare here. So definitely worth checking out if you're kind of struggling with your skin. Check out some K Beauty. Listen, Korean skincare, they know what they're talking about over there. All of the K Beauty products that I have tried in the past have been really super gentle on my skin. So if you tend to deal with a lot of irritation, I would say maybe think about trying some K Beauty brands. There's a ton of them out there, but this Skin 1004 is one of those brands that I just was like drawn to, and it's worked out really well for me. So definitely worth checking out. Next, okay, these are two new items that I recently added into my routine over the course of the last couple of weeks here. This one I've been using a little bit longer. Now, I need you to not giggle when you see this packaging. It is so over the top, but do you guys like my little spaceman here? Yes, this is a skincare item. Listen, this is from Spoiled Child. This was sent to me in PR, so I did not pay for this. I don't think that I would ever pick this up for the packaging alone. This packaging was designed by Jeremy Scott. I don't know. I'm not big into like fashion or anything like that, but what I was intrigued by is the formulation of this product. I have used some Spoiled Child skincare products and actually hair care products in the past. I really like the line a lot. So this is their new, sorry, I'm gonna have to take this out so that I can read it. This is their S33 Plus Anti-Aging Collagen Burst Serum. This has peptides, hyaluronic acid, and lily cell extract in it. I love this formulation. I also love that with Spoiled Child, there's waste. Listen, you're gonna have a little bit of waste here, but you basically keep these outer containers, and then when you are ready to reorder, you just reorder the refill here and then just plop that back in there. And yes, this one does, like I said, come with this absolutely hysterical packaging here. I mean, it's cute. Listen, Stella loves this. She really wants this after I'm done with it. And I'll definitely hand it off to her. But it's the formulation here of the actual serum that I think is really lovely. I'm gonna talk more in depth about this product over the course of the next couple of weeks here. I haven't used it for a full like 6 to 8 weeks like I normally like to do before telling you guys some more information. But just my initial first, I would say 2 weeks with this, it's been going really well, and this product has easily like made its way into my new routine. It really provides a lot of hydration, lightweight hydration, but it's very effective at plumping my skin up and really helping to refine the look of my pores and fine lines, especially in this under eye area here. This is fabulous. I think this is a little over the top, but the product inside is really what I would say, check that out. I mean, unless you're a fan of Jeremy Scott, in which case, there you go. You can have this beautiful thing sitting on your bathroom counter. I wish that I would have filmed Craig's reaction when he walked into the bathroom and saw this for the first time. He was like, what the hell is that? It's skincare. And he was like, oh, okay. He doesn't ask questions. It's really for the best. I don't ask him about his tools. He doesn't ask me about my skincare, and we just lead separate lives in that way. So it's fine. The last skincare item that I want to mention from this most recent week here is the Aloe M4 cream, this little bottle right here. Full disclosure with this one as well, Aloe did reach out and asked if I was interested in specifically testing their M4 cream. I'm definitely very curious about using estriol or estrogen topically to help with anti-aging benefits. So I went ahead and accepted their offer. This is a compounded prescription medication, so I did have to have a meeting with one of their dermatologists. I had to tell them what medications I'm taking, you know, what my skin is like right now, and they went ahead and gave me this prescription here. So this is the AL Estriol 0.3% cream. I am to apply 1 pump of this 1 time a day. I am using this in the evening. It's only been a few nights so far, but so far so good. If you are not familiar, estrogen or estriol can be really beneficial for anti-aging purposes. It is supposed to help with the reduction of fine lines and wrinkles. It's supposed to help refine the look of your pores. It helps with collagen production. It helps with the laxity of your skin. So there's a lot of claims about using topical estrogen or estriol. So I'm definitely very curious, and I want to be able to share my experience with you guys. So like I said, I just started using this. I will do a 6-week check-in and also a 3-month check-in to let you guys know how it's going with the M4 cream. So far, so good. It was really easy to incorporate into my routine. I am someone who has found great benefit from over-the-counter skincare products, but I like a prescription. I regularly use tretinoin on my face. In the past, I've also used hydroquinone to deal with my melasma. Both of those are through prescription, but for the most part, you guys see me using and talking mostly about over-the-counter skincare here on my channel. I do think that if you have reached a little bit of a plateau or you are really kind of starting to get frustrated with your skin, you might need to speak to a dermatologist to be able to give yourself a little bit of a boost to kind of get through a plateau period and hopefully continue to make some positive changes in terms of your skin. But yeah, overall, I'm just very, very curious if this can help me maintain a lot of the progress that I've made so far. But I am also specifically looking to see if this will help refine the look of my pores even further. That's kind of the main thing that I'm looking for. Also to help with skin laxity. Obviously, the older you get, the more gravity takes force. And you know, if your skin is very lax, like gravity it's gonna pull things down. So you really wanna keep your skin plump, you want to keep it hydrated, you want to keep that collagen production going as long as you possibly can. It does decline every single year, just naturally, that is what happens. Listen, it's a bummer. It is a major privilege to get older. I never want to like deny that, but it's also a little bit of a pain in the butt. I'm very thankful for modern medicine and that I no longer have to deal with a lot of these awful symptoms that I was dealing with in my, you know, perimenopause years here. And my hope is that maybe a topical estrogen or estradiol helps to kind of give me a little bit of a boost in my current skincare journey. And if that is what it does, then I will happily continue to pay for this prescription on my own. They sent me this first bottle for free, but any subsequent prescriptions that I fill through them, I'll have to pay for them myself. So if it works, I'm more than happy to do that, but I'll let you guys know. I'll let you know how it goes. So anyway, that's it for skincare. Lastly, let's go ahead and discuss some makeup picks from this past week. First, I want to mention the eyeshadow palette that I decided to go ahead and pull out and enjoy over the course of the past week. Before I tell you what this is and before I open it, here's your YouTube test for the week. Do you remember what this one was? Take a look at the texture. Do you remember this palette from back in the day? What do you think this was? Leave it in the comments. This was the Mercier Pro Artist Palette for eyes. Who had it? Who still has it? I obviously still have it. I do periodically disinfect all of the makeup in my collection, so I still feel very comfortable using this particular palette, even though it has been a part of my collection for well over 5 years at this point. But man, this was a great palette back in the day. Really beautiful formulation here, and let's take a look at the color story. It's great for every day. Listen, this is such an easy palette to work with. You can see that I have hit pan on 3 of these shades. It's hard to tell with the, is it the Vanilla Nuts? Yeah. Vanilla Nuts, which is still one of my favorite names for a eyeshadow, but this one I have hit the most pan on. It's hard. Oh, there you go. That's a good view at it. Look at that. That's some shiny pan there. And then obviously these other 2 shades here, I've also hit pan. So I've gotten some good use out of this palette. Admittedly, I kind of stay more towards this end for most everyday looks. But if I want to take this with me when I'm traveling, it's kind of the perfect palette to take traveling with me because I have my everyday eye looks taken care of with this one. But if I want to deepen things up and do a smoky eye, maybe for a date night or something, it's really easy to do that with this end of the palette. There's some beautiful shades in here. And this espresso bean, I love this as my liner. I'm a big powder liner girly. I don't use pencils, I don't use creams, I don't use gels or anything like that. I really just like using one of these like pencil brushes. What's my favorite one? This one here. I don't even know if Smashbox still makes this. The number is long gone, but I know this is a Smashbox because of the red handle here, but this is just a pencil brush basically, and I will just take a little bit of that espresso bean and rub it into my lash line. So it gives my lashes some more definition, but I don't have to, you know, get in there with a messy gel liner or a liquid, which is an absolute nightmare to work with. I don't know. I've just always loved powder liner. So, but this is a great palette. Listen, if you still happen to have this in your collection and it's still in good condition, I would say bust it out, enjoy it, maybe disinfect it. But you can very easily do that. This is a great palette. So I'm glad that I reached for this. I might keep it around for next week even. I've really liked this one this past week. The lip combo of the week has been this little duo right here. So this is the Charlotte Tilbury Matte Revolution lipstick in Very Victoria. I like to just put a very light layer of this over my lips. Very Victoria is a gorgeous, I would call this it's a taupey mauve. That's what it is in my world, a taupey mauve. It's gorgeous. Listen, I love Pillow Talk, but I think I actually like Very Victoria even more. It's on my lips right now. Over top of that, I have been putting the City Lips, the City Beauty City Lips Plumping Oil, this little guy right here. I have mentioned these quite a bit here on my channel since they launched over at City Beauty. I love this lip oil. I am a sucker for their City Lips Night Oil. I have been using that and repurchasing it myself now for, I think it's been over a year since that product has been out. It's incredible. This is basically like just the daytime version of that night oil. So there is a little bit of color in this one here. This is the pink champagne, by the way. Honestly, I think the pink champagne looks exactly like the original City Lips Night Oil. I like that one too, but I just started using this one first, so I've been sticking with it. I am already halfway through this first bottle. I just keep reapplying this to my lips even when I don't have to, because I just really love the way that this feels when it's going on. You can see quite a bit of lipstick on my applicator here. It definitely has contaminated the color a little bit, but this is not a crazy color payoff. You guys, oh, it just feels so good when you're putting this on. It's really smooth. It is not greasy. This is not one of those lip oils that is just gonna like slide off your lips. It's not gross. It doesn't feel sticky. It just really absorbs into your lips. And that's where you're getting the plumping effect from here, is from the moisture, the hydration, not from any type of irritating like cinnamon oil, for example. So this is nothing like the Too Faced lip injection, which definitely will irritate your lips and make them swell up and look plumped in that regard. But most people really can't stand that feeling. If you don't like that, but you still want to have a naturally like plumped look to your lips, but you want that plumping from actual hydration, you got to check these out. They are a little bit more spendy, but I think they're absolutely worth it. These are fabulous, and if you've never tried them, highly recommend. Highly, highly recommend. All right, the last thing I want to mention is my blush pick for the week, and I've been wearing the same one all week long, and this is the Hourglass Ambient Lighting Blush in Diffused Heat. Having trouble reading that. So this is Diffused Heat here. So you've got that kind of nice magenta shade running throughout. But what I like about my particular one is that I also have a lot of the highlighter running throughout mine as well. So this really gives me a beautiful glow on my cheeks without looking over the top, despite how vibrant the colored part of this blush is. It still looks really natural and gives that lit from within glow. I love it. I love this blush. I love all of the Hourglass blushes. They are fantastic. And that, my friends, is everything from this most recent week. Be sure to let me know what you were loving or obsessing about in the comments down below this video here. If you are someone who has already been using the estriol or estrogen cream on your face, will you let me know what your experience is in the comments down below as well? I'm definitely curious to see how you guys feel about this particular ingredient. So let me know your thoughts, like I said, in the comments down below. I really appreciate you being here. Give this video a thumbs up if you found it interesting or entertaining. Subscribe if you're new, and I will see you guys this weekend for some home fragrance reviews. So, all right, take care, and I'll see you in the next one. Toodaloo.